Away from Abuja to Kaduna State, where northern governors have again promised to address the issue of insecurity ravaging the region and committed to developing a comprehensive strategy to combat security challenges. They donated 180 million naira to victims of Chudumbiri-era bombing in Kaduna. Our correspondent Lupe Asom tells us more.
Governors from the northern states are at Kashim Ibrahim House for the Northern State Governors Forum meeting. This marks their first gathering in the state since the start of this new democratic dispensation. Their primary agenda encompassed concerns related to security, development and regional integration. And during a welcome address, the host governor emphasized the need for the forum to devise a unified strategy and operational plan to combat insecurity effectively.
Our region has been grappling with challenges of insecurity. Our human development indices have been declining. For the Northern State Governors Forum to remain relevant, we must forge unity among our people and collaborate on issues of development.
Following extensive deliberations behind closed doors, the chairman, Inua Yahaya, read out a communique detailing their resolutions. The governors pledged to conduct a thorough investigation into the recent bombing incident in Chudumbiri. They collectively committed to addressing insecurity by engaging security agencies, adopting technological advancement, and tackling underlying issues like poverty and unemployment.
The forum resolved to work collectively to ensure that the tragic incident is thoroughly investigated with a view to compensating victims and taking corrective measures to prevent future occurrence.
In their pursuit of regional development and integration, the forum outlined plans to invest in critical sectors.
The forum further resolved to collectively fast-track regional integration through investment in infrastructure, human capital development, trade, commerce, agriculture, environment, digital economy, and cultural exchanges.
And then when we now come together as a single voice of the Northern Governors Forum, it even make it more commonsensical and in fact easier for us to stay as one unified body voice.
As a show of solidarity, the forum collectively donated 180 million naira to support victims affected by the tragic bombing incident. This meeting marks a significant step in the collaborative efforts of the Northern State Governors Forum to address issues bedeviling the region. The next meeting is scheduled for the 2nd of March, 2024. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kaduna.
Northern governors have donated a sum of 180 million naira to victims of the aero bombing in Chudumbiri community in Kaduna State. Our correspondent in Kaduna, Lupe Asom, joins us now for updates from there. Lupe, it's about 10 days after that very unfortunate incident. What is the mood of the people? Do they really appreciate the donations coming from different government officials?
Well, good evening, Abosede. Of course, the people have actually appreciated the efforts of the government, the efforts of security authorities, the efforts of well-meaning Nigerians who have trooped into the state to pay condolence to the government and even visit those who are in the hospital receiving treatment at the moment. It's a couple of people talking, residents of the state now. A couple of them seem to have moved on, but we visited the hospital, the mood is still somber. The relatives of those people are still feeling the pains. Of course, when you have lost 15 family members, when you've lost 6 family members, when you've seen your family members gruesomely murdered, and then a couple of them injured with very distressing injuries like fire burns, fractures on their shoulders, they've lost arms, they've been amputated. Of course, you're not going to move on easily. So the family members are still feeling the pain, but a couple of people seem to have moved on. We're still having dignitaries troop into the state to pay condolences. Yesterday, the former Vice President, Namadi Sambo, and the Emir of Zazzau visited Kashim Ibrahim House to condole with the governor, and there are still calls for thorough investigation. People are actually waiting to see the result of the federal government's investigation. So that is the mood in the state at the moment.
Yes, Lupe, and then a lot of money has actually been donated since this incident. Who is keeping this money? Is it the locals or the state government?
Well, that's the question everyone is asking. They want to see these promises fulfilled. Of course, When the senators came in, they made a pledge to donate 109 million. They said it was going to be their December salary. So we're waiting for December when they will be receiving their salaries and turning in everything to these people. The governor promised yesterday that not a dime of this money will be used for something else. So people are waiting to see. And for the House of Representative members, they pledged to give 45 million. And they also promised to execute projects worth 400 million. So some of these monies are still in the form of pledges at the moment. But what residents will be looking out for, what even those of us who are journalists will be looking out for, is to see how this money is used. Will this money be given to these people, or will it be used to execute critical projects in their place, in their village? So that's what's happening. But the governor yesterday speaking, he said he's going to set up a committee and that he's going to ensure that the residents of this community are part of that committee that will be distributing this money to the families of the victims and those who were affected by this aero bombing.
Thank you very much, Lupe, for that latest from Kaduna State.